And welcome back to this midweek's episode of Gabe's Cave. I'm Uncle Nasty, and I have a fantastic artist, an artist that is an Gabe's Cave vet, straight OG, been with us since the very beginning, dude, and I love that he's back. But before I can talk to you about this, we got to take just a time out to thank that sponsor, RPGhiring.com. Yeah, so if you guys live in Arkansas, Kansas, Missouri, Tennessee, or Oklahoma, and you were looking for a new career, maybe you're just sick of your old job, you don't have to have any experience, check out RPGhiring.com. I promise you they are building people and changing lives. Today, we have the art nerd, Mr. Rodney Roberts. Yay! And the crowd goes wild.
What's up, Uncle Nasty? Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, man. I think Gabe's Cave should be filmed in front of a live studio audience. That way, when I introduce you, you could be on this big drop down, screen, like full size. So, your face is like 12 foot tall, and people can scream and throw things.
Next season.
Always building up. So we were just talking before this started, and we've come to realize that even though Gabe's Cave has been going on for like 5 years now, this is the first time that I have sat down to interview him for his cards. So that's fantastic. And we went through a little schmill about how I got started with Gabe's Cave because he was curious about that. He's like, where this dude just with tattoos on his hands and this crazy beard pops up, like he don't look nothing like these guys.
No.
And that's fantastic. So I think we I may do like a live or just like a little sit down, like little intimate live where people in the comments can ask questions if they're curious about that, because I'm sure if he was curious, other people would be curious too. Dude, we have got some fantastic cards from you again, but despite the RR on them, so that lets me know that it's you automatically. I can pretty much tell from across the room when I see one of your cards, dude.
Oh, thanks, man. Everyone says that. I mean, it's a style that's sort of developed, over years. I mean, it evolves over time, but yeah, most people can tell my cards right away. I mean, is what it is. I guess it's a good thing.
Where did Art Nerd come from?
That is something I came up with roughly it's probably been about 5 or 6 years now, where, I just gotten back into drawing after taking a break for however many years. And I felt like I needed a brand or something that could sort of make me stand out amongst the other artists that are out there. And it's just a name that I came up with, and it stuck. And I threw in the 2 R's and the word nerd, which are my initials, obviously. But yeah, I really can't explain it. I'm a nerd. I'm an artist. So it was just natural.
I love it. And it does it, all the artists that have those names, like William Russell's the angry artist. Mm-hmm. Then there's Art Germ. So to have that, it does kind of it kind of pushes you out there, it does. So yeah, promote yourself, guys. If you're an artist out there, nobody's going to love you like you. So promote yourself for sure.
Exactly.
Let's start with these cards, bro. It was just some fantastic stuff. These guys are, I know that we've had people waiting on you to pop up. I had people message me asking me, were you going to be back this year? Because I guess we done got so late and they hadn't seen you yet. They was like, or there's go, well, here he is. So, hope y'all like this video and do everything you got to do,
Nice to be wanted, man. Nice to be wanted.
Here we have a fantastic cartoon version of Mr. Freeze. Just an amazing card, dude. With using the same type of colors for his suit as you are the background, it still pops.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic, dude. What made you want to do this version of Mr. Freeze?
I mean, I kind of went with a theme for the entire set. I mean, if you're familiar with my work, it's more of like it's a graphic, cartoony, animated style to begin with. So I thought I would stick with all of these cards are pulled from animated series. So that's why, I mean, I'm a huge Batman fan, huge fan of the animated series, and Mr. Freeze was one of the best villains from that series. So
no doubt,
just went with it.
We have another animated, of course he said it, but Boba Fett, and this is another awesome card, dude. So tell us, not that, everybody's a fan of Boba, so that's an easy character to pick. So, but any reason specific for this design?
Well, again, I'm a huge Boba Fett fan. I mean, I've been pushing for more Boba Fett content for years. I'm the guy that, when The Mandalorian came out, I'm the one guy that was saying this could have easily been a Boba Fett show. And I was disappointed that it wasn't. But then I'm, you know, I started to love the Mandalorian, and I was excited when they were coming out with the Boba Fett series, which I was a little underwhelmed by. But this particular card is actually pulled from the Book of Boba Fett, but drawn in my style. So
Underwhelmed is a nice way for him as a fan to say, you screwed up, Disney.
yeah.
I mean,
A lot of missed opportunities there.
I take every opportunity, dude. I'm such a big fan of like Marvel stuff and like the MCU, dude. And that, like, I'm one of those guys. Like, I'm heartbroken because I was excited. Like,
Yeah,
when I was like, okay, well, Disney's gonna be able to dump money into this that other people wouldn't. So all this stuff is gonna get better. That's what I was thinking. It's already so good. It's gonna get so much better. Didn't.
we're right here, man.
Yeah, it didn't. If we're not talking about Spider-Man, when we're talking about Marvel Comics, the probably, if not the most popular, right behind Spider-Man character, best-selling of all time, we've got Iron Man here. And just a fantastic card, dude. Yeah, man. So why Iron Man? Let's talk about it.
Just for the reasons you just stated. I mean, he's one of the most popular, thanks to the movies, Marvel characters out there today. And again, I applied my style to that character. Another thing that I'm sort of known for is the metallic effect that I apply to my characters. It's just a stylistic choice that I've made over the years. And anytime I can draw anybody in a suit of armor, I'm going to do it. I mean, Stormtrooper, Clone Trooper, Iron Man armor, you name it.
Yeah, the glow is there. The sheen in the armor, like that what he's talking about, with it's there. And when you get this in your hand, the camera being so far away, I know it's kind of zoomed in on it, but you guys, there's no way to get a full appreciation of how fantastic all these little cards are until you get them in your hand, dude. Like I said, the last guy I interviewed, I used this word. I'm gonna use it again. Mini masterpieces. These aren't sketch cards.
Oh, thanks, man.
Next from the animated series, this is I loved his live action role in the movies, and I love the fact that they let him have a purple lightsaber, and that's Mace Windu.
So, as we talked about before the mics and camera went hot, this is from the original 2D Clone Wars series. That's the version of Mace Windu from that, which I thought was amazing. I mean, if you go back, I do highly suggest you watch that because Mace Windu does some amazing stuff, and he's a very prominent character. He's another character that I think kind of got the raw end of the deal in the films, and I've been like waiting and waiting for him to come back somehow. I mean, it would be easy to do, but I don't know, it's low hanging fruit at this point. And I mean, Sam Jackson's not getting any younger, so
yeah, I don't know if I felt like he was underutilized for sure.
mm-hmm.
That's a good way to look at how his character, in there. I felt like he was underutilized. Next, this guy just got a brand new #1 coming out in the comic books, and if you guys were lucky enough to buy it from us, you got a free ring.
Nice.
So Green Lantern, bro, why Green Lantern? And this is another fantastic card the way you did this layout.
I've only drawn Green Lantern maybe 2 or 3 times in my life. This being like the third time, so I just wanted to see what I could do with him now on a card in my style.
Well, I dig it. Congratulations, you did well.
Thanks.
You guys are going to be lucky again. Moving down here to the bottom row, we have a ARC Trooper from still the Clone Wars, correct?
Yep.
Any reason for this specific type of trooper? Because I know there's all kinds of different types of troopers.
There's one. So to give you a quick backstory on the Clone Wars, it was a 2D animated series, and it came on. I think it was like Wednesday nights. It was like each episode was 3 minutes long, and it aired right before the Justice League series came on. And so every night you had these 3-minute vignettes to like look forward to. And like now you can watch them all back to back on Disney Plus or even on YouTube if you look for it. But there was one episode in particular that featured this group of ARC troopers that was sent in for this like quick like special forces mission, like hit like in and out mission where they had to like destroy this huge cannon or whatever. and that was the lead trooper. And it was like there was no dialogue throughout the entire episode. It's just this group of troopers infiltrating this like fortress and destroying this cannon. And it was like that really stuck out to me.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to go check that out.
And I'm sure like to like the Star Wars nerds, like
Oh yeah.
I just don't know what it is.
And they're going to be happy to see this because I know we have plenty of people that go after the Star Wars or anything Clone Wars when it pops up. So I know these cards will be sought after. These people will be fighting over these in the comments. Next up, his Spidey senses are going off and everything, and he's got the cool action pose. Not that he needs any reasoning because he's probably everybody's favorite Marvel character. So why Spidey Man?
So I mean, I can answer that question for the next two cards.
All right, let's jump to Batman 2. Yeah.
Spidey is my absolute favorite Marvel character. I've got posters everywhere, and like he's probably the one I draw the most. And then next you have Batman is my favorite DC character of all time. So like if you look around my office and studio, it's just all Batman, Spider-Man, and Star Wars. So everything's there.
And these are both fantastic cards, dude. I love like the lightning bolt in the background. Yeah, this is a great Batman card.
Thanks, appreciate that.
We kind of talked about those and your reasons behind them. So let's talk about this dude right here from Avatar, The Last Airbender. What did you say his name was?
This is Prince Zuko.
Prince Zuko. I have seen Avatar, The Last Airbender, but it has been a long, long while.
That's another series that's I'm probably due for a rewatch. I mean, I loved it, and so I mean, it's definitely binge worthy. So I mean, if you haven't done so in a while, I would also highly recommend it. But Prince Zuko is obviously he's the antagonist throughout most of the series, but over time he has a character arc that's very, very. It's probably one of the best in the entire series. So without spoiling things, I mean, he takes a turn for the better, but he's probably one of my favorite characters.
Awesome. And I know you guys out there that are familiar, y'all are going to know exactly what he was talking about. Next up, we got Rick here, and this is, dude, you know what he kind of looks like, dude? He looks like a mix between Rick and like Han Solo a little bit.
Yes, yeah, I can definitely see that with the vest, and the pistol blaster.
Yeah.
So I'm a huge Rick and Morty fan. I mean, that series is great, and I mean, I hope they'll be able to continue on with some quality episodes, especially considering everything that's happened with one of their lead writers or creators. I mean, he's, for lack of a better word, been canceled. So I think they've had to. I think he does the voice for Rick, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll see what happens there.
And you know,
Rick's just a hilarious character.
People are gonna like. I'm gonna have a whole group of people watching this. They're gonna be yelling at me, probably private messaging me, like, "What? You got to watch this episode. Well, you got to go watch this part of this episode," and blah 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 blah. And if you do that, I'll probably go try it for you or whatever. But I never liked Rick and Morty, and I never saw anything. Like I never started from the beginning or anything. But like every now and then I would see it on, and I would go to watch an episode or whatever just to see. And like I don't think like I like a lot of those crazy, goofy, stupid cartoons. So and everybody's like, dude, you would love Rick and Morty. Like I've got buddies that I was in the army with that are like diehard Rick and Morty fans, and they'll always be giving like references to the show, and I'm like, why was I supposed to laugh at that? And they're like, oh yeah, you don't remember when Rick? And I was like, dude, I've never watched that. I told you. So Tone Rodriguez sat down here, and I told him, and he was like, "Oh no, dude, you would love Rick and Morty. Everybody's convinced that I'd love it." So he goes and he finds this episode. He's like, "This is the one that's going to make you realize that you love this show." And he pulls it up, and he's like putting it out there, and it's playing, and like I'm watching it, and then I'm like, I'll look at him, and he's like looking at me. He's waiting on me to like start laughing out loud.
Right.
And he's like, that part right there, that didn't, and I'm like, it was a funny part, Tone, but I was like, I don't feel like I'm finna fall out of the chair laughing at this.
Yeah.
Like I was waiting on that.
If you didn't get it then yeah, you're it's probably not for you.
And that's fine, I guess. You know what I mean? I just just don't give me any references to Rick and Morty, people, because I'm not gonna get them. Like, use Jay and Silent Bob or South Park, something like that. I'll get that. Like,
okay, all right.
Yeah, I won't get any Rick and Morty references.
But dude, but if you come away from this interview with anything, I would highly suggest watching Clone Wars. It's a quick watch. Like I said, they were all like 3 minutes long. They compiled them, and I think it's like 2 seasons on Disney Plus, and you can sit down and watch. Have them both knocked out in an hour and a half.
Well, all right. Well, I got that and the fact that you are as handsome as you are talented out of this interview. So we've got a couple of things to take away from this. So yeah, so look, what do you have going on right now that these guys could follow, and tell them about your social media, where to find you at? So if you're going to make any kind of con appearances, or if you're going to do a cover for somebody or working on any other card projects, let everybody know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little backed up with commissions right now. I do have some overdue stuff out there, and currently I'm working on 2 sets for Top simultaneously coming out. Star Wars sets. There's some Upper Deck stuff on the horizon, Marvel stuff, but as far as shows go, I've got nothing planned. So, I'm always open for commissions or even collaborations. So you can follow me on Instagram at the Art Nerd, and that's 2 R's in the word nerd. That's the best place to find me and interact with me. And I mean, if you're interested in like working with me or doing anything, just reach out there and I'll hit you back.
Whoop, whoop. I need some of y'all to link up, do the Super Saiyan. Ah!
Yeah, no doubt. Definitely.
See, I knew that reference. You got just a second for me to tell them about some stuff that we got going on?
Hey, let's do it.
Okay, so on September 30th through October 1st, we'll be at the Cowtown Comic-Con. That's one of our favorite cons to go to because that's where a lot of people that we know and we interact with on social media and do cards with, they'll all be under the same roof at the same time, so it's always a blast. Yeah, guys. Woo, we got a lot of stuff going on always, so just follow us and be sure to keep checking back. Brother Dude, I appreciate you coming on, and I really enjoyed this interview and hanging out with you and getting to talk to you for sure, and I know the Cave Maniacs are going to be excited to win these cards. Yeah, man. Until next time, Cave Maniacs. Hey, Rodney, bro, is a pleasure, dude, and I can't wait to see next year's.
Yes, sir.
Till next time, Cave Maniacs. Peace.